and welcome back to my channel. On this episode, my boyfriend Matt and I travel down to Lake Odell in Oregon, where we are in search of giant lake trout and kokanee, which I love. This trip was a spur-of-the-minute decision. Fishing wasn't available in my home state because of the pandemic at the moment, so if we wanted to go fishing for the weekend, we had to travel somewhere. We had never fished Lake Odell before, and we had no prior knowledge of what exactly we could get into. All we had was legends, tales, a good attitude about it, and we sure had an incredible time. But before we get into that, if you love outdoor videos, adventures, fishing, hunting, and cooking, please, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and ring the notification bell so you can see when I post more up-and-coming videos. All right, let's head out to Odell. Here we come, Lake Odell.
What are we doing?
We are on an adventure, the kind that people dream about going on beautiful weekends like this. The kind where we've never been to this lake and so much exciting adventure awaits like this. 40-pound lake trout. That's what we're after this weekend. 40-pound lake trout. We could catch one. We could catch 9. You just don't know what's gonna happen on a weekend like this, but I have a gut feeling that this is going to be unforgettable. Right, Oli? We may have to buy some bratwursts to entice Oli to be a little bit more excited, but that's okay. It's all a part of the adventure. Bratwursts, lake trout, Lake Odell, 2020, making the best of it. This is what we've got. This is what we're working with, and to be perfectly honest, I couldn't come up with something better to do today. We'll see how it goes. Matt Guth, what do you think?
Who?
What's it gonna be like?
It's gonna suck. It's gonna be the lamest day ever. I really have to pee. It's kind of sunny out. It's too sunny. The sun is hurting my eyes. I don't know if I brought enough sunscreen. I don't know. I have low expectations for any of this.
Here's the thing. I think you're wrong. I think it's gonna be amazing, and I think that you just need to change your mindset. Change your mindset and you change your outcomes. But if you don't get in the right lane for the Starbucks coming up, I'm gonna change some outcomes for you.
Visualize an attack. Visualize an attack.
Lake Odell is a traditional homeland of the Molalla and Klamath people. It is the contemporary home of the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde, and it is located in beautiful central southern Oregon. On this trip, we were out in a family boat, and this is the Duckworth Advantage outboard, and I have a 115 horsepower Yamaha and a 9.9 kicker on it. We were trolling around and using the new Eagle rods by Fenwick. These had been kind of updated. They have a really great new look. I put some Abu Garcia reels on them, and they were absolutely perfect for what we were doing, which was flatline fishing for kokanee with dodgers. The dodgers that we used were the Brad's Moon Jelly Dodger, and we used a combination of double hook setups that had hoochies on them. We used shoe peg corn, we used different scents. Honestly, I think once we found the kokanee, there wasn't a bad thing that we could have thrown out there necessarily, but I will say that finding them was a very big key to this success, and we did that using my Humminbird fish finder. So on my fish finder, we could very, very, very clearly see both the lake trout and the kokanee. You would see the kokanee in clusters and groups and little clouds, and they would appear on the fish finder, and sometimes they were really shallow, 20 feet, and sometimes they were 80, 90 feet. Either way, when we found them, we either dropped down to them or came up to them using a downrigger and fished them where they were, and that was the ultimate key to success. In our benefit, we also saw fish jumping everywhere, so that's a good indicator that they're kind of feeding around on the surface, and we just flatline drug our things through those areas and ended up with a fair amount of success. Yeah, now Matt kind of outdid me. But here's the thing, when I'm fishing, you'll notice my head is on a swivel. I'm watching everything that's going on around me. I'm watching the gear, I'm watching the boat, I'm watching the fish finder, I'm watching all of the anglers around me. Jumpers in front of us. It's a guide thing from running a guide service. You have to be aware of every single thing happening around you and responsible for everything that's happening around you. It just never stops. I can't shut it off. If I'm fishing, I'm tapped in. I can taste the air. I understand what's happening around me. It's just what it is. This trip was going to be split into two parts. First, the lake trout, second, the kokanee fishing. And kokanee are so incredible. They're a non-anadromous sockeye salmon, so they live in freshwater their entire lives, never going out to the ocean. But they don't really ever get super huge like a salmon does, but they are still delicious morsels. And then the lake trout. Now, we had only ever heard rumors, and the state record was caught out of Lake Odell for these big lake trout, or Mackinaw. They are incredible fish. We have no idea how to fish them, but that's what made this trip so fun. The kind of mystery of them. I mean, calling up some friends, getting tidbits of information. The very best tips that we got actually came from locals at gas stations and things like that, asking them about, what do people usually get for this? What's been working? They're the ones that turned us onto some of the best things. And Matt had some really great friends in the area that offered up some tips too. So when you're going out and you're exploring new fishing areas, you can research online, you can check out YouTube, you can do all of this research, but I still feel like nothing beats talking to local people. They know what's going on in their areas. And to friends that live in the area, if you have that opportunity to access that as well. So we took a million bits and pieces, a bunch of breadcrumbs that we found along the way, and we turned it into something kind of delicious.
I think we have like 5 in the bag now. 5 kokanee in the bag. We are way out in Central Oregon, fishing a brand new lake again. It's been like the season of new fishing experiences, and this thing is like put every single fish except for one in the bag, and it's the Moon Jelly Dodger by Brad's. And when the other fish was on the other Dodger, there was already one on the Moon Jelly right before that, so in theory still the Moon Jelly attracted. And I'm using shoe peg corn. Dropped by my good friend Shane Magnuson's place, and he gave me some of his kokanee scent. Picked up some Northwest bait scent, kokanee flavored, and now I have to go catch another fish. I just lost one. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Is it still there?
Oh yeah. Kokanee! Good little kokanee.
We ended up catching a few kokanee the first night out on the lake, but we decided to call it a night and try it again tomorrow, where we would continue to fish for kokanee, but we would also go for lake trout. We launched in the morning, and then we trolled out to the area that we wanted to fish. We turned on the Humminbird fish finder, and as soon as we do, it immediately starts picking up these bow-shaped marks right on the bottom of the lake. I'm talking 160, 170 feet down.
Get these other lines.
We decide to drop a plug that we bought from the gas station on a gas station recommendation, and dropped it down to where those fish were, and then Matt notices the line is acting funny.
Like, that shouldn't be like that.
I'm so glad that you said that. I'm so glad you're wrong.
I was watching it, and all of a sudden the tip just went boink.
Is there time to reel the other one in?
Yep. 20 feet, and I'm not gaining ground. This is not a small fish.
All right. Holy shit! Where do we go? Go somewhere!
Not being able to fish during the first part of the pandemic was really difficult living in Washington State. This fish coming over the rail didn't just represent a successful fishing day, it represented hope on some level.
Oh my goodness. Matt, what do you have?
Fat lake trout.
All right.
It took us a while to calm down from all of that excitement, but then it was time to get back to business and put some kokanee in the boat.
I'm surprised we haven't caught another lake trout yet.
Good one.
Yeah. No, it's our first kokanee. We weren't, just 100-foot flatlining. We were 100 feet behind the boat, but flatline, no weight or anything. You there?
Oh yeah.
Finally, it was my turn to start reeling in some fish, and I was kind of struggling.
We've got a fish on. Kokanee on. Oh, kokanee off. Kokanee off. Ashley, 0. Matt, massive lake trout. And a kokanee. And a lake trout and a kokanee, and don't you forget it, lady. Look who's getting another opportunity. Guess who's about to even these scoreboards up, Mr. Matt? Oh yeah. Surfing him in on this Moon Jelly Dodger. Ready?
Nope.
Defeat is a necessary part of fishing. Jacked my corn too. Jerk. Uh-oh. This one just got hit.
Mm-hmm. Saw that.
It was a good thing we were marking so many kokanee on our Humminbird finder because I certainly needed some redemption opportunities.
This trip meant everything to me. Between bringing this fish that symbolized hope into the boat and connecting with my loved ones, being in settings that make me feel alive and like I'm living my best life, well, this really was everything that I needed during such a difficult time in my life and all of our lives. And you know, I really think that that's what the magic of fishing is. It's not really necessarily all about the fishing at all, but it's about these adventures where you get to make something out of it with people that are amazing around you. There's something kind of to that. And if you want to see more videos like this, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and ring the notification bell if you want to see more. And hey, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I'm going to share behind the scenes things of this and so much more. So thanks again for joining me for this trip. I hope you get to get out and do some fishing of your own. See See you next time.